And it's time for Lefties Losing It. I'll be bringing you a Biden extravaganza shortly. But let's start with one of our favourites, Dylan Mulvaney, who has made a career out of mocking what he calls girlhood. And despite causing more than $1 billion worth of damage and almost destroying Bud Light with an endorsement, he is now promoting another iconic brand, Versace.
Oh, pretty. I've never seen you in that dress. Sure you have, honey. This is the one that I always pull out when my relationship starts to get a little serious.
Yes, I'm sure they'll have the ladies flocking to buy those overpriced Versace garments. Well done, Donatella. Let's check in on a protest that took place in recent days where masked anti-Israeli activists stormed Columbia University, taking over the library. They may have learned something in there. Well, they weren't interested in sticking around in the library. Too much knowledge there. It wasn't long before they were trying to escape with shouts of "let us out, let them out." But security wanted to see ID before allowing the protesters to leave. Remember the days when you needed to have an IQ above room temperature to attend university? Now the most dangerously dumb seem to be recent graduates. I mean, where else will you hear something this silly?
Let's say you had to pick a country in the Middle East to live in. What country would you choose?
I would say Iran, but I know that it's not the best for women. Probably Iran, yeah.
Yeah. They want to live in an Islamist hellhole where women are second-class citizens. Let's see what other profound insights these two have to provide.
Are you guys also Free Palestine?
Yes.
Yeah? Yes. Okay, so what is your favorite Free Palestine chant?
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Do you guys know what river and what sea that chant refers to?
Like the Mediterranean. I don't know. I'm gonna guess the Arabian Sea.
And what river?
I don't know river names, but I know it's the one that's near there.
Let's hear from President Trump now, diagnosing another Democrat, Chuck Schumer this time, with TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Watch here as J.D. Vance cracks up. He's trying not to crack up, but he's losing that battle. Trump really is the funniest president.
If you don't, and the Democrats are fighting it only because they want to fight. They have Trump derangement syndrome. You know, if it was somebody else, they wouldn't fight. If you had a normal person, if you had some stiff sitting behind you, they'd be fine. But they have Trump derangement syndrome. You know, Senator Schumer's become a Palestinian. Welcome. I don't know when they're going to give him the ceremony, whatever the ceremony may be. But it's terrible what's happened to the Democrats.
Now to the ladies of The View, who are joined by former President Joe Biden and his wife, Dr. Jill. And good Lord, it was a sickly, sycophantic love fest.
They like you, they miss you today. Yeah.
I miss being here.
We are beyond happy to have you here today for a lot of different reasons. But my question is, how are you?
Looked like he was falling asleep there. Biden did struggle through the program with help from his handler, his wife, Dr. Jill, and he was not above engaging in more divisive rhetoric, painting America as inherently racist and sexist. Apparently, that's the only reason Kamala lost.
But I was surprised. I wasn't surprised because they went the route of the sexist route, the whole route. I mean, this is a woman, she's this, she's that. I mean, it really, I've never seen quite as successful and a consistent campaign undercutting the notion that a woman couldn't lead the country and a woman of mixed race.
Yeah. Yes, he really said that. And he also seems to think that he would have beaten Donald Trump if he hadn't dropped out. I mean, there is delusional and then there's this.
Knowing what you know now, do you think you would have beat him?
Yeah, he still got 7 million fewer votes.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. A lot of people didn't show up. Number one. Number two, they're very close in those toss-up states. It was it wasn't a slam dunk, and so look, every time I've been on the show, which you've been fortunate, I've been fortunate to be on more than once. Thanks for having me. Is that we talk? You guys don't focus on as much, and I think it's good on polling numbers. But let me put it this way: he's had the worst 100 days any president's ever had.
That's a fact, is it, Joy? The man who managed to solve the ruinous border crisis within weeks of being in office has had the worst 100 days on record. Even old Joe in his feeble mental state doesn't really believe that, though he did try to blame his failings on the border on Donald Trump. Listen to this lunacy.
He got on the telephone and he called Republicans, do not support it. It's legal, it'll work, it'll make Biden look good, don't do it. And they backed off.
Can't someone be impeached for something like that?
Impeached? That's a new and imaginative reason to impeach Trump for things Biden failed to do. As Donald Trump showed, you didn't need the flawed border bill to fix the border. You just needed a president who knew what he was doing. Unlike this dude, listen to this incomprehensible gibberish.
The projects, the benefits. How do you lead the world without having the best infrastructure in the world? How do you lead the world without having the best health care in the world? How do you lead the world without having the best education system in the world? How do you lead the world when you don't have that done?
What do you say to that? Joining me now is Newsweek's senior editor-at-large and Article 3 Project Senior Counsel Josh Hammer. Josh, if the goal of that exercise was to convince the American people that Joe Biden was and is cognitively sound, well, it was a massive failure.
Yeah, Rita, at what point do we just start, charging Dr. Jill Biden, so-called Dr. Jill Biden? I mean, at what point does she just start getting charged with elder abuse? I mean, that is clearly what is going on here. I look at clips like this, and I genuinely ask, and actually my wife and I were talking about this, what are they trying to do? I genuinely do not know what they're trying to do. Now, there are a lot of rumors floating around here. It's not entirely clear which rumors are true, which are not true. Apparently, the Biden family is actually hurting financially, and I have a guess as to why. It's because the big guy is not in power anymore, and Hunter Biden is not able to basically use that for influence to bring money into the coffers of the Biden crime family bank accounts, right? So there are all sorts of rumors that Biden is going to try and take a massive book contract. Not that he's going to write a single page of this book, but he's looking for ways to make money. So I maybe that's what's going on here. Honestly, I think what's probably going on here, Rita, is actually even sadder than that. I think what you're looking at is a man who has been in the public sphere here in the United States for more than half a century. Joe Biden first became a U.S. senator from Delaware in the early 1970s. He simply does not know anything else other than going out before cameras, other than trying to be a public figure. The problem is that he's literally just not capable of doing it mentally, intellectually, physically at this point there. And it's really, really, really profoundly sad. But I guess if you're Biden and you're trying to get a book contract and you're willing to basically embarrass yourself before a global TV audience to get a few more dollars into the Biden crime family coffers.